give me a little break so I can finish up half of my Costa coffee. So, anyway, did I make that sound like it was so easy and like we had everything fantastic all the way? It was not. Because you're all in business, you know, business is never easy. There are always challenges. I'm sure you face your own challenges every day in your business, running your stations and even as staff of Shell, I'm sure you have your own share of challenges, right? So, everyone in public, of course, looks at Tiara and says, oh, bestnya hidup dia, semua macam senang je. Okay, but it was never easy. Okay? Marketing a movie to the world was not easy. Like going and knocking on distributors' doors and saying, hi, I have a movie that I made this year, and it's about a Malaysian warrior who's in love with a princess and da-da-da-da-da-da. And they're like, you're from where? Malaysia. Again? Malaysia. Oh, Indonesia? No, Malaysia. Oh, Singapore? No, Malaysia. In between Indonesia. Okay, so like, Thailand? No, in between. Okay, so anyway, it was nearly impossible going to see an American distributor and telling them, would you be interested in my film? Okay, so nobody taught us how to do this, of course. Nobody told us that you have to do a trailer first and then go and see a distributor and then they will tell you whether they want your film and then you make it. This is like, we're done. Do you like it? Oh, not enough love scenes lah. Or the war, you know, can you extend the scenes a bit where like we shot it? And like, okay, I'm not sure my audience will buy that. You know, so it was tough, okay? All the way. So even to let them know who we were as a country, I literally had to go to the Tourism Malaysia offices in Los Angeles because we were nominated for an Academy Award. Now you have to go and pitch why your film should be chosen. So bawa map ni ha. Okay, you know where the tsunami happened up here in Thailand and you know we had to like describe. Oh, okay, then they have some they could relate. Totally. So anyway, it's all about being resilient. Dean, you just killed my punchline. But anyway, I learned from another warrior fighter that you might be a bit more familiar with, that impossible is nothing. Tak apa ya? Ini betul-betul Photoshop. Cik Syairan tak ada buat photoshoot macam this was Muhammad Ali. But anyway, semangat Muhammad Ali tu. I love your story. I read all about you. So I was thinking, cool, I'm gonna put this in my office. And whenever times are hard, I'm gonna tell myself, Syairan from Shell, remember his words. So anyway, it is going to be difficult. Okay, everything you do, kalau nak senang, bukan senang, right? So, okay, maybe we'll relieve Syairan of his. So, anyway, you have to dare to change and transform. And this is me, 16 years old, on the left, trying to break into the world of glamour as a model for commercials. Gonjeng habis. And nobody has ever seen this picture. Never. Now everyone will see it, and hopefully you don't go and janganlah rajin sangat nak share. Okay. And after that, in 2011, during the publicity for Agent Nora. So anyway, be brave and change, and you tell yourself every ugly duckling can eventually, hopefully, grow up to be a little bit of a swan. Okay? So now I just want to share with you how that girl. Remember that girl I told you in college? She was like, "Berani mati, I can do anything. Dream big, aim high." So I told myself, okay, now you've won all the awards you need to win as an actor. You've won awards as a producer. But can you direct? What else do I want to do before I end my career in the performing arts industry? I should be a director. But you know what? I'm too scared to make that first move because I've never done it before. What if people say, kalau dia jadi pelakon aja sampai bila-bila pun dah bagus. Janganlah try benda baru. But I said, you know what? How can I say no? Anything that you've never done before, you gotta just put that first right foot in the door and say, let's do this. Mati-matilah, okay? But go in with a good plan. Gerak gempur pun kena adalah a really amazing war plan. Kalau tak, all the troops will die, right, on the war field. So 2016 was my opportunity when I watched an amazing Malaysian movie made by Chew Keng Guan called Ola Bola. So we'll show you a little bit about the movie just to get everyone's, just to refresh your memory.
Dan seluruh rakyat akan menyokongmu.
That was Ola Bola, the movie. And that was my cue. Throughout the movie, I was watching and I kept telling myself, oh my God, there is a musical in this film, for sure. I could see, Sharon, you were there at the show finally, but I could see how, with music, with lights, with a few exciting digital effects on stage, this could be the most exciting theatre experience ever for Malaysians. And I tried to describe it to a couple of other directors, but they just couldn't see it. So I said, you know what, you go and direct it yourself lah. Do I know anything about football? No. I know Cristiano Ronaldo. I watched the World Cup lah. Okay, I watched the World Cup. That's the only time I ever watched football. But did that stop me? No. So I told myself, I'm going to sit down with my husband, ask him to explain to me all the rules about football. How does, what is offside, what is, whatever lah. So explain it all to me now. Take one whole week to just talk football to me so I understand how I can craft this show. And eventually in 2017, we put together a workshop, put together the story, tried it out with a bunch of actors, and I said, can we do this? A live ball that doesn't stop on stage, controlled in a space a little bigger than this. Benda tu tak stop bergerak, and we need to have goal after goal, correct goals, correct scores. Right? So we tried out different methods. How do we play every game different so people don't watch, the same techniques again and again? How do we keep it exciting for the audience so that they keep cheering for Malaysia and they keep thinking about what's coming next? So eventually, I had this vision of when people walk into Istana Budaya, they have to be walking into Stadium Negara, 1976, 1980 time tu at the finals, and it must feel like you're in dalam suasana stadium with 360 sound. You're not in Istana Budaya anymore. And I had this vision that for the first time orang tengok teater tak adalah duduk sopan macam ni. So ini tengok bola kan. So we really want everyone to feel as though they are there at the World Cup, at the Olympics, watching football. Kenalah sorak-sorak, kenalah. You know, you really need to be loud and proud and cheering for your team. So that was the experience that we tried to create for the first time in the world. Nobody had ever staged football like Ola Bola. But we said, you know what? Malaysia will be the first. And I want to tell you why this was a success. Because it takes almost 200 people, 196 people, something like that, to put on a show like Ola Bola, live. Every day, 33 shows at Istana Budaya. And everything has to happen on cue. There is no room for error. It has to be perfect every single time. So we rehearse things again and again and again, because when the stage manager calls for the LED to come down, it has to come down. When it's time for a music cue and the actor has to be on, dia dah kena tukar baju dan siap. There is no macam, okay, can you hold sekejap? Tauke, Ali or whatever tengah salin baju lagi, sakit kaki or whatever. No. The show goes on and it's non-stop. From 8:30 when the curtain goes up, it doesn't stop. You know, the machine doesn't stop running. So why don't we share a little bit lah about what it takes to put on a show like Ola Bola. Untuk mementaskan sebuah musical pada skala Ola Bola, seramai kira-kira 200 orang terlibat. Daripada kru di atas pentas, kru technical, actors, the dancers, yang catering, yang mechanical engineering, fly system, everybody yang set up the LED screens. So it really does take a lot of effort. Seluruh dunia belum ada lagi football dipersembahkan dengan cara begini di atas pentas. So Malaysia dia first lah. So, in spite of the world of glamour and all that I live in, I am a nationalist at heart. So whenever I do a project, I keep thinking, how will people be affected by what I do? And I think it's so important. This is something I didn't plan to speak about, but I think it could be useful for you. Because it's going to be tough, it's going to be challenging. Every day in business is challenging. Think about how will the work I do impact a whole big group of people, impact the community, impact the country. You know, how can my work be meaningful so that you know, like when people stop by my Shell station every day, they come here and they drink that. Okay, sorry, I'm a big coffee addict. That's why I keep going back to the Costa coffee. So that's what starts off someone's day, you know, and that's what will bring him rezeki for that day. So that's how important it is for me to have my Shell station there for everyone from that community to start their day with. You know, I provide really good quality fuel for everyone to drive to work with. So the work that you do every day becomes meaningful. That's what it's always all about. So the next thing that I'd like to just touch on is about how I try to embrace digital technology because it's the reality of today, right? Kita tak boleh jadi macam dinosaur yang kata saya tak reti lah nak pakai email or Google, tak payahlah. You can't stop it. Technology is moving at such a fast pace, and anyone who doesn't jump on that train gets left behind. Because you think, okay lah, maybe benda ni untuk 2-3 tahun je, after that it will stop. It doesn't. Only you stop. So anyway, in spite of me being considered like a champion, or me and my other colleagues in performing arts, we try to champion live performances on stage. But in spite of all that, we're very, very aware that the digital transformation is happening, and it's happening very fast. One of these days, actors will be replaced by artificial intelligence. Even at your oil rigs right now already, there's a lot of AI going on. One day at my favorite Shell station in Technology Park, it might be a robot yang isi minyak dalam kereta saya. We're already, now it's the age of the e-wallet already. You know, it's so every day people are being replaced by machines. So we have to embrace that and think ahead and be ahead of the curve. So even at my work, I keep thinking, how do we innovate? We want to tell stories, we want to keep inspiring Malaysians, we want people to remember their culture, but how can we adopt technology in the work we do? So that one day, even if there are no more actors, the show can still go on, tekan butang, and everything should happen. So that's what this new project I'm working on now called Legends of Langkawi is all about. So you're the first to know about this, we haven't even told the press, but so at this, it's like a theme park of a sort, where you will experience the stories of Mahsuri, Dayang Bunting, Merung Mahawangsa, but with VR, with AR, you know, wherever you go. So it's like a completely different experience, no actors. So this should be a really exciting project that opens around Hari Merdeka. Bismillah. Do we have anything, Shodin? Oh, okay, let's see what we have that we can share with you. Okay, so these are some of the technologies that have never been used in any show here in Malaysia that we're trying to adopt at this place in Langkawi. This is not our project lah, but this is an idea of the project that we're trying to. These are some of the technologies that we're trying to adopt. So it's very different from anything we've done before, and it's very scary because this is not what we do every day. Well, that gives you a little idea. So, yeah, hopefully we will open Merdeka Day in Langkawi. So if any of you are in Langkawi at that time, look out for this place. It's at the old Kampung Buku in Langkawi. So so we're trying to rebrand, create a rebirth of something that used to exist that is obsolete now lah. Children don't want to read books. So how do we continue telling these stories but presenting it in an exciting technology? You know, zaman ni budak-budak suka games, you know. So how do we bring that gaming experience or that digital experience that kids are familiar with into this park? Yeah. So that's pretty much the end of my sharing session with you, and maybe I'll leave you with a short little video clip before I say goodbye to you. The experience of watching a show only lasts for a few days, months or years. In the memories of the audience, ordinary doesn't last, but luar biasa does. I'm a believer, game changer, and dream maker. Yeah, alright. That's it from me. Thank you so much, everyone. I look forward to hearing of all your successes. And one day when I do that drive around Malaysia, I will stop by your Shell stations. Jangan lupa belanja saya kopi ya, Mike. Okay? Thank you so much for having me, everyone.
Thank you, Tiara. Now,